is from Unit. My name is Mido.
Hi, I'm Sydney, also working at Unit.
And I am a felter. I used to, before the pandemic, I used to teach felting and embroidery here. So I've made lots of the examples, like using like a Japanese kits. So today I'm going to explain about these gorgeous Japanese kits with my examples with Sydney.
Yeah, and I will then take over for the more knitting side. I work here at Unit. I do most of the knitting. Well, I don't do most of the knitting, but I know more on the knitting side of things. So we'll check that out after, but we'll start with Midori.
Okay. So by the way, my gorgeous dress is made with Naniro fabric that was made by someone at the Unit, and the Naniro mat. So it's, I think it's nice. Anyway, so go ahead, Sydney, if you have any questions.
Yeah, so I'm most interested at the front here. What exactly is going on up here? What are those crafts?
So this is all called Sashiko. And as you can see, sort of like a traditional Japanese motif, but the company made it easier for any beginners to follow and then finish it. So these are the coasters. This is a pin cushion. And these are, it's called a Sachiko Multi-Cloth. And usually Sashiko, it's like traditionally it's on either 100% linen or like mostly 100% cotton. But this company, Lecien from Japan, they make this multi-cloth 50% linen and 50% cotton. It's very easy to work with, colorful, and it also gives a little bit sheen to the finish. And also Lecien has all these beautiful, gorgeous thread that's like the interesting colors. So like you can play with colors like this one. So I love this.
So how difficult would you say it is to do Sashiko?
Everything that Lecien has, Lecien products, everything is good for the beginners. Anybody can really follow it. And then these are the gorgeous one too. This kit comes with everything. So the thread, the fabric, and the Sashiko needle. So you don't need to buy anything else. So that's a good thing. And this one is also good for the beginners. This is one kit, and this one with a tag, little tag on the side, comes as a pair called a pair coaster, Sashiko pair coasters. And what else? And then, so like all the Lecien one is, like I said, it's good for the beginners. Perfect. And then this one, this Sashiko kit, the gorgeous Sashiko one, is by Tamaricious in Japan. And the Tamaricious one, I would say this one is also doable by the beginners, but it's more time consuming. But still, you will enjoy it. It's beautiful. Everything that Tamaricious does, like a Tamaricious is basically a thread company, and they make everything by hand. So like the naturally dyed by hand, small scale, like run by 2 women in Tokyo. Everything is so gorgeous. So like their kit, Sashiko kit is here, but also like of course they sell, so like they sell their thread, like this one. So this is their kind of Christmas, like a box, but it doesn't have to be Christmas. But everything is so beautiful here that I think everybody's dying to know what the inside looks like. So I'm just gonna open this up and show you. Ta-da! So like this is what the inside looks like. Okay. So when you open this up, beautiful, beautiful. And then these gorgeous colors, everything is natural, hand-dyed, and comes in 3 layers like this. And then it's so soft, and thank you. So like this is their thread. I find this so amazing because of the softness, and it just blends so well with other fabric, and also blends so well with knit. So if you are thinking about these Sashiko inspired, Kogi inspired stitches on your sweater, Tamaricious thread is amazing, I find. This is another box from Tamaricious. It's like a different thread. This one is like a thicker, and then this one is like a thin thread, and then comes in this gorgeous combination of the colors. And this, I use it for my embroidery. So of course this can be used for embroidery too. But if you are looking for something very delicate, like this one, it's very like a subtle embroidery. So like the colors are subtle. So like it's hard to see in the camera maybe, but I love the effect of like a softness and a subtleness. And then also, if you want to do Sashiko in a thin thread, which is possible, I did Sashiko with Tamaricious thin thread with this one. And I find this gorgeous. It has like a different look from the thick thread. So that's one example.
Now, is Sashiko and embroidery the only thing you could use this thread for? Or could you bring it over to like doing like the tassels on this?
Mm-hmm. Definitely, you can use it, the tassel. This one, the thicker one, is good for the tassel, for sure. And then also, the Tamaricious, basically the name Tamaricious come from the craft, Japanese traditional craft called temari. So this is temari. So traditionally, these temari were made for the children's toy. So like the kids could play with this, but also there are different traditional patterns on it, and each pattern has meaning for it. For wishing for the child health, like wishing for the child happiness and stuff like that. So they make a lot of temari with their Tamaricious thread. That's for sure. So if you're interested in temari, this is like a very good kit to start with. So this is called the Tamaricious Aroma ball, and this is like a really good start because you just make this round ball with a gorgeous Tamaricious thread, and then also come with the aromatic oil, so that this can be smelling so nice, but it looks pretty and good to practice. It's a good beginning. And then also they have this. So you make a temari ball and then use it as a pincushion. So this is a great kit from Tamaricious that if you want to start, if you don't know anything about temari, this is a good place to start.
So could you tell me more about this? Because it looks very similar to Sashiko. Mm-hmm. Is this Sashiko craft as well?
This is called the kogin. So it's basically very similar. The idea is that the fortifying the fabric, and the people in Japan used to be, so many people used to be poor farmers, could not buy the new fabric. So that's why they fortified their fabric by stitching. So that's the kogin, and the Sashiko is the purpose for. And then all the women who's working that fortifying the fabric started to have fun with creating the beautiful patterns. So the difference between kogin and Sashiko basically is Sashiko is everything's done by the running stitch, and then basically the kogin is the same that way, but kogin is more closer to, I would say, cross stitch, in a way that you count the fabric. How do you call that thing? The rolls or the weave.
Oh, okay, so it's similar to the cross stitch fabric. Yeah,
idea is that. So that you count, and then you go one way, flip the fabric, and then you go one way, flip the fabric, go in one way, and then it's very similar to cross stitch. And it's a beautiful, beautiful kit from Japan too.
That's one thing I really like about this craft and the Sashiko is really you only need to know a running stitch,
mm-hmm.
right?
That's it. Basically, that's it. Yeah, and then it's very strong too. So that you don't need to be too gingery with it. So that's another beautiful thing about it. Okay.
Should we move along to this?
Sure.
So what I've got here, I'm actually gonna start, I know I said I mostly do knitting, but I'm actually gonna start with this really great blanket kit that we have. So it's for a blanket kit. This is what your final product would look like. So it's a beautiful Liberty Tantalon fabric at the front. And then at the back we have a selection of either you can do check and stripe or nanny ear at the back. So it's a great mix of gorgeous fabrics. And so everything comes pre-cut for you. So it's great for beginners. You get all of the instructions. The only thing the kit doesn't include is the batting. That comes separately. But you have all of the little squares you need, the backing fabric, and then also it comes with thread that you can use when you're doing your quilting to quilt the backing and the batting and the actual quilt face all together. So we have it comes in the pink. You know, the pink one's here, that's the one I have laid out here, and then also the blue. You can see here, this one actually comes with the really nice Hitamari Sashiko thread. It's perfect for putting it all together. And it also actually comes with enough fabric for you to do the binding as well. And then the thread matches the binding at the back, which is really nice. And again, that's the other one. So this is the one that we have our nanny eero fabric at the back. And then this one comes with this adorable little star check and stripe back in there. So that's, again, a perfect kit for beginners. It doesn't involve a lot of cutting or measuring, and it's a lot of straight sewing. So yeah, that's a great one. And then moving along to what's my favorite part of the store is the knitting and the yarn. So I'm wearing one of our newest patterns. It's the Canadian Winter. Yay! So this is an absolutely gorgeous, super warm sweater, and it's made in this yarn from Legacy Lanes. Now, Legacy Lanes is amazing. They are based in New Brunswick. It's run by two women from New Brunswick, and this yarn is made especially for us to make this sweater. This is one-of-a-kind yarn for this unit Canadian Winter sweater.
Wow.
So feel this yarn. Feel how absolutely squishy it is. So it's 80% wool, 20% alpaca. All of the alpaca is actually Canadian alpacas. And it's undyed wool, which is really nice. It's pretty, it makes it pretty organic. You don't have to worry about any kind of color bleed because it's completely all the way through naturally dyed.
Oh, that's amazing.
So yeah, and it's so soft and it's so warm. It comes with like a very squishy, you get really great stitch definition so you can see the pattern really nicely. So yeah, I absolutely love this. Another great yarn we have is from the Fibre Company. It's the Cirro yarn. So this is a great option for people who really love the look of mohair, really want to make something with mohair, but find it a little too itchy. That's something a lot of people struggle with, but they really want that look. So this is actually Suri Alpaca. It's a organic cotton base thread with Suri Alpaca kind of blown out. So I'll let you hold that.
Beautiful.
So it gives you this gorgeous, this is another pattern from Unit. It's our newest one called On the Road. So it gives you a gorgeous drape. And it's really, really light, but because it's that blown out Suri Alpaca, it's super warm. So,
oh my gosh, it's so light.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a garment made out of this is really great because it's warm enough to wear on its own, but it's light enough that you can layer it as well. So yeah, this is another gorgeous one that we have. And luckily we have kits that you can get for both of these sweaters. So you don't have to worry about finding your own yarn. We have it all put together for you. We'll give you the patterns, everything is included, so it's great.
Okay, wonderful.